services to the Federal Civil Service. There, Engineer Abdul Qadir Abdullahi Kure was a director at the Federal Capital Territory and was the one who supervised and engineered the construction of what we call today Abuja as the federal capital. He was there in the thick of things when the construction started, and even as the construction advanced until when he decided to call it quits and join the Nigerian politics. Within the Nigerian politics, he has also came, he made his marks, and was able to be remembered because of so many things that he has done. So don't go away as we delve into our discussions in this tribute, special tribute to Engineer Abdul Qadir Abdullahi Kure. May his soul rest in perfect peace. You are welcome back. Yes, like I said, it's a special tribute to Engineer Abdul Qadir Abdullahi Kure, who on this day, 8th of January 2017, passed on to his Lord. We love him, but Allah loves him most, and hence he took him away from us. Even at a time when we thought that we could still be tapping from his experiences, from his resource of knowledge, but again he left us, and today we still remember him as one of those leaders in Niger State that have come, have created their own influences, and have made a lot of impacts in our lives. I have with me my co-anchor Memuna Muhammad Babangida, and together we shall be looking at all of these issues. Memuna, you are welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Doctor.
Yes, Engineer Abdul Qadir Abdullahi Kure was a governor of Niger State from 1999 to 2007, and within this year, this period, we have seen the quantum of progress that has been made during his tenure. During his time as the governor of Niger State, he ran an all-inclusive governance, and all-inclusive in the sense that there were no marginalization whatsoever. Appointments were done on an egalitarian basis. Zone A, Zone B, Zone C, everybody was adequately represented on his cabinet, and he also embarked on impactful projects across Niger State. First, electrifications of towns and villages, connecting local governments with national grids, and was also able to construct many strategic roads across Niger State. So you can see that Engineer Abdul Qadir Abdullahi Kure was the first governor to raise the bar of development, and subsequent governors that came after him simply struggle to reach that bar. And today, that is why we continue to show our encomiums on him, and we continue to remember him as that individual who came in and make an impactful leadership in Niger State.
That is one aspect of his character, but let's look at his humility. He is a gentleman to the core. He was a gentleman to the core, because anybody who had close encounter with late A.A. Kure will testify to the fact that the governor was easygoing, was simple, was he is somebody who bureaucracy didn't create a barrier between him and his people.
Exactly.
People always say, Engineer Kure and others. So that's one unique quality of him that up to now we are still grappling with the loss of an exemplary leader who has the interests of his people at heart. You can't easily forget the fact that during his tenure there was the introduction of the Islamic law, Sharia, and it created a lot of backslash here and there, but he was able to stand his foot and of course ensure that he did the administration with the vision he had.
Exactly. And you know, Engineer Abdul Qadir Kure also built monumental landmarks such as the Lebo Kutigi International Conference Center in Minna today. is about the finest conference center we have today in Niger State. He built that. Engineer Abdul Qadir Kure built the IBB University in Lapai, and he also built the Kure Market. All of these are monumental edifices that he has left behind, and today, more than 16 years after they were built, they are still serving the purpose for which they are meant. And because of the quality of work being done, you can see that all these three things that I have mentioned have stood the test of time and are still there and are being utilized by the generality of Nigerites. The Lebo Kutigi International Conference Center, for example, can host any conference anywhere in the world. It was built in such a manner that it can be of global standard. And apart from the Lebo Kutigi, we also have the IBB University in Lapai. For anybody who is a visitor to that university, you can see the gigantic project that he constructed there, ranging from the administrative block to hostels to classrooms and to some other offices. And in fact, even the siting of the university in his hometown in Lapai wasn't a unilateral decision. It was actually a decision that was taken when he was not even there at all. He only set up a committee to comb the whole of Niger State and advise the government on where to locate the university. And the committee came up with this plausible idea that the university should be located in nowhere else than Lapai, because at the time the whole of that area was the one that do not have any tertiary institution. And you know, of course, the Zone C had Federal College of Education Kwantagora, the Zongero Polytechnic was there at the time, and then the College of Health Technology in Tungamagajia was already there in Zone C. And then in Bidda area, which is Zone A, we have the Federal Polytechnic in Bidda, we have the School of Agri Mokwa, the School of Nursing in Bidda, and you know, in Mina here we have the College of Education Mina, the School of Health Technology, the Fatila Ami Abubakar Institute, the College of Education Mina. We also have the FUT in Mina at the time. So when you look at the whole of that zone, the Lapai Agaye axis, including Gauba Bangida and Lambata area, there were no tertiary institutions, and hence the committee came up with this plausible idea because of the land mass that was available at that area. And of course the school was started, the university was started in Lapai, and he took no time, he didn't waste time to start the construction. There was an aggressive and rapid construction of that university, and within 24 months the university was ready for operation. So you can see that Engineer Abdul Qadir Abdullahi Kure was such a person who was passionate about developing Niger State, and he was so passionate about it that he invited one of the first-class construction companies, the Julius Berger. Julius Berger was the one that came in and was contracted to do many of the construction works that took place in Niger State, including road constructions. Julius Berger was doing the work for Niger State government, and it will interest you to note that Engineer Abdul Qadir Kure was a good manager of resources at the time. He managed the resources of Niger State, and at the time Julius Berger was given 300 million naira monthly to just keep constructing everything that the government want it to do at the time. 300 million naira was going into the coffers of Julius Berger, and then works were being identified to the company, and the company kept constructing those works.
And so supervised by the best hands.
Yes, of course. He was also an engineer. Don't forget, he supervised the construction of Abuja. The whole of Abuja. We are not talking about just an area in Abuja, but the whole of Abuja. Engineer Abdul Qadir Abdullahi Kure was part of the was a leading engineer who supervised the construction of Abuja at the time, and hence one was not surprised that he brought the same passion to construction of things in Niger State.
When you talk about education, apart from constructing university and what have you, he was also passionate about the students, welfareism of the students,
exactly.
Scholarship package for the students. It was top notch during his administration. He gave scholarship to students as at when due, without a long process of that will make the student to feel like, okay, they are not part of the government. He was for the student and students were for him.
Exactly. And of course, you know, he also established a lot of secondary schools during his time. More secondary schools were established to reduce the stress of students walking far distance to acquire education. Hence, in so many local governments, there were the construction of new secondary schools, new primary schools, new primary health care centers were constructed as well, so as to bring health services closer to the people of rural areas. In the area of agriculture as well as youth empowerment, of course, we cannot forget in a hurry the program of the First Lady then, the YES program, Youth Empowerment Scheme. The YES program was about the first youth empowerment scheme in Niger State.
It was a national anthem.
Exactly. YES was a national anthem, and hundreds of thousands of youths benefited from that program across the 25 local governments of Niger State. Many of them went into designing, shoemaking, bag making, so many other entrepreneurial activities, and a lot of youths were given their starter pack, and so many of them today are living comfortably as a result of the training they received during the YES project. And as you can see also in the area of agriculture at the time, of course, Engineer Abdulkadir Kure does not waste time to distribute fertilizers to farmers at the appropriate time. At the appropriate time, when I say at the appropriate time, during the dry season. By the end of the dry season, nearly all the farmers have already accessed fertilizers and are ready to go to the farm. That was Engineer Abdulkadir Abdullahi Kure.
Reaching the real farmers
at the
affordable
time. Exactly. And you know, he has good lieutenants, because he came into office at the tender age of 43, or rather 46 or thereabout. He was young, hence he had younger commissioners, he had younger cabinets around him, and all of them are also vibrant. We cannot forget, for example, people like Datiju Aliu, who at a point in time was his commissioner of health, I think. And then we also have people like Azozo, who was also part of the cabinet. And we also have one of our own, Oga Abdullahi Mahmoud, who was the chief press secretary. And I think I can still recall that time. He became the chief press secretary at the age of 29. You can see he was quite young at the time. And Kure loves the initiatives of the young minds, and that was why his cabinet was littered with young people, and they contributed immensely. In fact, there was a healthy competition among members of his cabinet, because he challenged them to come up with plausible ideas. He challenged them to move Niger State as well. He has said it all the time that Niger State is a gigantic state by Nigerian size, and hence need every hand on deck to move the state forward. And he did that. And I believe up to the time he left office, he was able to connect nearly all the local governments with the national grid. I think it was only Agwara, and even that of Agwara, there was already a plan on the pipeline to do so. But again, his time was off. He has to leave. And he has left an indelible mark, and we shall continue to remember him for all of this. Engineer Kure suddenly left this world at the age of 61 on January 8, 2017, and we continue to pray for him. May Allah continue to rest his soul, and may he find abode in Al-Jannatul Firdaus. And we continue to pray that those he left behind, may Allah continue to bless them, and may we as Nigerians also continue to bear this irreparable loss, because I'm sure if he's still there, we will still have been talking about advice coming from elderly statesmen. But again, we lost him, and this is something that we have to contend with, that we have lost a gem, we have lost a genius, and we have to move on. Engineer Abdulkadir Abdullahi Kure did not leave an indelible mark only in Niger State. Even in Ahmadu Bello University, where he graduated. He graduated at the age of 21, and of course he graduated with first class in civil engineering. So you can see that he is such a trailblazer even at a tender age. I'm sure at the age of 21 is still a tender age even in this present time. And to also achieve first class is something very special. And one is not surprised that he is able to put up this monumental stewardship during his 8 years as the governor of Niger State.
Okay, apart from that, we tend to look at the achievement he recorded during his administration also in aspects of ensuring equitability, talking about equal distribution of positions in his government and reaching out to the masses. Almost in every rural area you've gone during his administration, people know this is the governor and this is the project he is doing in that particular community. That is one aspect of the Rani Lapai, talking about Engineer A.A. Kure of blessed memory. People tend to, okay, this is the governor, may God bless him during his period. And of course, after his death, the whole state mourned his death.
Exactly. The whole state mourned his death because somebody was lost at the time. And, like I said, the death was just a sudden one. Nobody heard about his illness, only to hear that he has left this world in faraway Germany. And that sent shivers through the whole of the state into mourning. And people continue to recall some of those wonderful moments they've had with him, either individually or collectively as a people. And because of his magnanimity, Engineer Abdulkadir Abdullahi Kure will listen to everybody, irrespective of his social status, irrespective of his tribal affiliation, and irrespective of his religious affiliation too. And for so many people, they say here is a complete gentleman. He is such a person who never allowed the power around him to influence his best decisions. He took his decisions and have always prayed for Allah's guidance, and he has always submit everything to God. Anytime anything happened, he quickly submit that to God. And that is why he was able to have a successful tenure, and that is why he's been loved by everybody. And that is why today we are also paying tribute to him, because of the influence that and the impact that he has made on everybody's life.
Okay, you can be part of the program. Special tribute to the life and times of late Governor of Niger State, talking about Engineer A.A. Kure. You can call the program through the number 09038 808883. Or you can post your comment on our Facebook page, Prestige FM Mina. That is Prestige FM Mina. And we're streaming live on our Facebook page, Prestigefm91.7mx. That is Prestigefm91.7mx. And on radio app, Prestige FM Radio.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Ambassador Gabriel the Challenger. I'm calling you from Fulani City.
Oh, sir, make it.
You see, late Engineer A.A. Kure, I worked with him. You see, one thing with him that I so much love is this. Number one, he has what we call open door policy. Number two, he's a very cool gentleman. Number three, he's a cheerful giver. And number four, he carries everybody along. The reason why I'm saying so is, see, me, I believe in one thing in life. Engineer A.A. Kure, he doesn't have sentiment of tribe, religion, or nepotism. The reason why I'm telling you this, I worked in his kitchen direct as an assistant chief chef, and I'm a special waiter. You know, our chief chef is a foreigner. His name is Mr. Clement. He's late now. He died 5 months ago in government house. He's still working in government house before he passed away. They have took him to Benin Republic for burial 5 months ago, if I'm not mistaken. So I worked with him, and all of us in his kitchen are Christians. You know what that means? All of us in the kitchen are Christians, and we cook the reason why I told you they don't have sentiment of tribe and religion.
All right,
even
thank you
when
very
he
much.
retired, you understand, we were with him, and one thing I love him with it is you will see 11, 12 a.m. visitors will still be coming, and he will tell us cook and give them. And he's very, very friendly. You know what it takes for you to accommodate people up to 12 a.m., 1 a.m. in the night. You know what it takes. That's the reason why I said he's a very cool gentleman. And one thing he did that I'm still remembering him is this. There is what we call youth empowerment skill project. Yes, he and his wife, they did it. They empowered so many youth and they gave them startup pack. And that's the reason why during his time, there is nothing like talking, starting of people and collecting their food.
All right, thank you very much, the challenger, for sharing this rare moment.
And I'm challenging right on the boomer bago.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gabo the challenger. You see, that's one aspect. We need people to call in to share their experiences with late engineer A.E. Kure while he was the governor, and of course after leaving office.
Exactly.
Let's take that.
Okay. Hello. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
This morning, good morning, Professor Dantola Boso. Good morning, all of you in the studio here.
Good morning, sir.
I remember, I see my Prince and I got the happy photo calling from Angwamutane Boso. You see, my father, my brother, my uncle are very proud of our late former governor, Abdulkadir Kure. He's a man of principle. The man is a completely gentleman. Why we say that? I'm so like the first caller I got, all those people mentioned were part of them. Because I always know like I get complete in that family in the house. Both in the government house and the family house at Rapai, at even in here. I entered the tree as like I'm part of the family. Believe me, I know that man is a very complete gentleman. And why will not continue to pray for that man, the family entirely? You see, this guy touched me inside of the side of project. Yes, this he make is a governor which when he stands within part of this security, he will allow you to security stop hurting my children. Stop hurting my people. Let them come close to me. How many governors today, where they are standing in today here, you see, you about 1 kilometer, you can't see him.
All right, sir.
Governor Kure is not in that area. The man is a complete gentleman. That's why we continue to pray for the family. He changed my life entirely. That don't be fine. I put part for that family. Not for the people in Jai, in Paris, in Niger State. Because why I'm saying that, he made me to know, come very close to God, Almighty Allah. I bet you this. When I live here in town, you tell me God,
thank you very much, sir.
To God.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay,
thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, you know that during his educational sojourn, he was able to graduate with 2-1. That's during the undergraduate level, and of course distinction at master's level, showing why he was up doing, and of course to ensure that the educational sector in Niger State progresses during his tenure. Let's take this call.
Okay. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, sir.
Dr. Nantala Abdullahi Kure, you bring our former governor. I cannot say much about him because everything I want to say, Jebu and the other man that dropped now have said it. But one thing surprised me, or one thing I'm thinking in its origin, when they built Chiroro Hotel for the first time, wallahi, I was in Chiroro. I don't know where they are from. They just entered Chiroro Hotel. I want to go out from Chiroro Hotel. Reaching the gate now, I saw their motors, there people coming in. I just revived back. Wallahi, I'm surprised how I give hand. We greeted. That time, there is not so much people following him. There are no less than 6-7 cars following him. And the security are not much. You know, it's the first time of democracy. So when I see, I said, look at Kure freely without many people like that. In hotels, maybe they are from Suleja, they come into Choro Hotel to eat. I Hassan Ibrahim Kaki from Purpose Mall London. Wallahi, I give hand, I greeted him. He was folding his big malumalu in his shoulder. I greeted him. People doesn't drive me away. He didn't, there is no much. Okay, now, can I go and greet Bago as I greeted him that time? I cannot go nearer to Bago like that. I cannot go nearer to Talba like that. But wallahi, God will make him rest in peace. That is the only thing I'm going to say. Thank you very much. I'm Remain Hassan Ibrahim Kaki from Purpose Mall London.
Okay, thank you. You're welcome. Thank you so much. You can see we cannot say all about Engineer Abdulkadir Abdullahi Kuri. And everybody is already sharing his experiences with him. And even for those who may have studied him from a distance, I have a lot of positivities to relate with Engineer Abdulkadir Abdullahi Kuri, because we knew that across all the local governments, he was able to touch in terms of bringing in development and construction. Even in Boso local government here, we saw the Okada Road, which was from Maipa Junction up to Kwata Junction in Niger, in Boso local government, was constructed by him. And that way he also constructed so many other roads in some other local governments. He was also able to provide boreholes in so many communities around Niger State. At the time, borehole was just coming on, and he didn't relent. He embarked upon construction of boreholes to so many communities, to so many institutions, and today people are remembering him for some of these interventions that he was able to bring. Okay, we have some messages on our Facebook page, and maybe if you can go through some of those messages.
Okay, let's take the call.
Okay. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, how are you?
I'm fine, sir.
Okay, yes.
Good morning, Auntie Memuna.
Morning, sir.
My name is Umar Manta.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
I want to say may God answer our prayers all about late engineer Kuri. May God forgive his soul. And honestly, everybody cannot say all about engineer Kuri. But this rural community, like lights, you see these lights that Kure brought from everywhere in rural community, especially the one I can remember. You see Daban before Mokwa side, and almost that Mokwa has it, and even in Shiroro side, you see Lakma, and almost everywhere in this rural area. So may God continue to forgive his soul and give him Alexander Firdausi. God bless Engineer Kuri. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Manta, for that contribution. Just like he said, the issue of electrification, which the late governor Kuri made, the project was conducted in almost all local government. Almost 366 villages and towns during his tenure were electrified. And it's quite an achievement.
And because he wanted to bring development closer to the people, he created the local government development areas. At the time, when he tried to create new local governments, and they said constitutionally it was wrong, he decided to revert them back to development areas. And during that time, we saw how all those development areas were able to experience rapid development until when they were abolished by his successor. So you can see that Engineer Abdulkadir Abdullahi Kuri's governance was much more closer to the people, bringing people closer to the government. That was the idea. And he was able to pick his lieutenants across the entire nook and cranny of Niger State. And that is why you see in his cabinet, all the commissioners are functioning. All the commissioners are doing their best. every commissioner can readily be identified with his ministry, such that when you mention a particular ministry, the image of the commissioner falls to mind, because he and the ministry are tied together, and gradually the commissioner is being identified with his local government. So you can see that.
And the commissioners were working.
They were working.
Not just
there was no room
appointing
for
them.
docility. There was no room for docility, and all of them were actually rising to the occasion, because Engineer Abdulkadir Abdullahi Kure kept them on toes. He was challenging them. He was giving them assignment. He was giving them so much work to do, and adequate funding was also coming with all the assignments that were given to the commissioners. Like I said, all the commissioners were young, they were energetic, and hence they were able to do what they can do. As Gebo had rightly pointed, he's such a person who doesn't sleep until 1, 2 o'clock in the night. And you can see at any time he can call his commissioner to come and do one thing or the other. And he received guests way into the wee hours of the night. And because of that magnanimity, even those in the kitchen too have to rise to the occasion. Because you don't say you cook 3 square meals. No, in Kure's house, it is not 3 square meals. The pot is always on the fire. When you are dropping this, you are putting on another one. So it is a cooking thing for 24 hours, because guests are coming torrentially. And the way they are coming, that is how they are being catered for.
Okay, let's take this call. This comment coming from Bawa Aminu. He is saying, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continue to grant peace and mercy to let Abdul Qadir Kure's soul. I remember during his tenure, we enjoyed 24 hours light and tap water is always running. During his tenure, you must go to school, and being absent without concrete reason attracts severe punishment. Engineer Abdul Qadir Kure is a good leader with honesty and compassion. May Allah grant him Al-Jannah Firdaus. And Bawa Aminu, thank you for that comment on our Facebook page. Ibrahim Sashi Adamu, he's saying, Engineer A.A. Kure has left a good legacy that he will be remembered for forever in Niger State. That's why if you have any position, not only as a governor or something of that nature, do good so that you'll be remembered for the good deeds. I pray Almighty Allah should forgive all his shortcomings and make Al-Jannah Firdaus his final abode.
Amen. Thank you so much. We have another caller. Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Morning, yes, Mama Yasser.
Mama Yasser on the line. Good morning.
Morning.
Thank you. Allah jikanshi.
Amen.
I remember, I will never forget him on 2 things. All the beer parlors where they do sell this beer and food was being closed. And this commercial sex, this harlots in Makera, wiped up. Wallahi, I was happy with this thing. Always, if they pronounce this governor, I used to be happy and miss him because of this thing. May Allah bless his soul.
Amen. All right, thank you very much,
Thank you
Mama
so
Yasser.
much, Mama Yasser, for your contribution. Yes, you know, when he came in, he didn't waste time to introduce the Sharia law, and there was a huge outcry out there, especially for those who are afraid that the Sharia law is likely going to marginalize and bring in issues of human rights violations and things like that. You know, the Zamfara state governor, then Sani Riman Bakura, had earlier introduced Sharia. So Kure also followed the same path, introduced his Sharia, but his own was more flexible than that of Sani Riman Bakura. He first identified those things, the social orientations that he want to embark upon. One is about the selling of beer, and then the prostitution too.
Liquid
Yes, exactly.
board.
So he established Niger State Liquor Board, and a law was enacted by the State House of Assembly where it says that no beer parlor should be less than 8 kilometers from the nearest town, and of course prostitution was also banned. There should be no brothel again for commercial hawkers, and these were some of the things that he did, and we saw quite a number of those hotels at the time now being turned. Some of them have been turned into schools, some into residential areas, some into even Islamic schools. So you can see that it is a whole new social orientation that he came up with, and it helped to resettle the people of Niger State very well, and people keep showering and comments on him about what he did at the time.
All right, Noura Muhammad is wishing us all the best. Thank you very much, Malan Noura. We also have Shehu Usama Gaya. Let Engineer Abdulkadir Abdullahi Kure was a great leader, and may Allah grant him a genitive firdaus. Amen. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We have another caller. Hello, good morning.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Good morning, Dr. Antala.
Good morning, sir.
Well done. My name is MD Abubakar.
Okay, MD, go ahead.
Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. May Allah grant him so a genitive firdaus.
Amen.
But my advice to the present governor is to emulate the gentleman and simplicity which Kure exhibited during his tenure. He's so simple to people. He do drive by himself around to check certain things. But today you can see we have commissioners who are not performing. You cannot even go to primary school and students can mention the name of commissioners we have and their names. What our advice this governor is that he should relieve their job to them and be a supervisor. He should not keep all things in his front. It's not done that way. You must have people you trust to execute the policies you have. And I will advise the present government again to bring back that project, yes, even if they are going to modernize the name, so that people will get skills to operate. We have a lot of graduates who doesn't have a job, and government is not ready to employ them. Even the farm he's talking about, as a farmer governor, what I expect from him is that he should assemble the graduates, go to one of the largest areas we have, to give them materials, give them land, give them necessary equipment to farm. You cannot farm as a governor alone to feed the state. You must encourage the farmer and those who are not even the farmers to come into farming so that we can stand by our feet. That is my submission. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. Of course, an all-inclusive situation. Yes, Kure's inclusivity, of course, is unique in the sense that he was able to bring everybody from different backgrounds, and he was able to bring in everybody onto the deck for the Niger project. So you can see that it is a Herculean task that he confronted, and he was able to get competent lieutenants to help him in discharging that work.
All right, on our Facebook page, Honorable Aliu Shaku, he's saying he is appreciating the program. Thank you very much for that comment on our Facebook page. Let's take this call.
Okay. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Dr. Antala. My
Morning,
name
sir.
is I'm calling from Glenchinchin. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, please, I'm calling from Gusu,
All right.
Glenchinchin. All I have to say to our late father, our late leader, please, wherever you are today, I wish if you people can permit me, if you said, Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakeel, begin, because we can never have a leader like him before again in our life. I think so. Because Engineer Kure, he did everything to me. I didn't even know him. I was coming back late hour. I never knew the governor that is inside a Peugeot car coming down to Mobile. Governor picked me in his car and he was asking me, where are you? I said, I'm just coming from Kaduna and I can see there is no car. I'm trekking down to Bozo. He gave me lift down to FUT Junction. It was when I dropped, my sense now come to me that, is it not our governor? Because the way he dressed, it was somehow eerie. I couldn't even know what happened to me. I could not say anything. I was just quiet in the car. And he asked me, from where? I said, Kaduna. You are from which local government? I said, I'm from Napai local government. He asked me of my parents. I said, these are my parents. He said, to Alhamdulillah, please, I should be going home by now. Because you know, when he left me there, I cannot get car. I never knew that there is a security car that is following him at the back. He was the only person inside the car. So when I came back home, I told my dad that beat me with beers, but he put a picker on his head. I can't remember who's that. The face is somehow distant to me. But when I drop, I think it's our governor. He said, yes, it's Engineer Abdulkadir Abdullahi Kuri. He has a mark. I say, yes, he has a mark. He said, it's governor that picked you. So I will never forget him. And I continue to pray to him. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, ya gafarta masa, ya sa aljannar firdausi ya zama makomansa. Sannan abin da ya bari a baya, Allah Ubangiji ya sa masa albarka. Allah kuma ya haɗa kansu su zama tsintsiya maɗaurin ki ɗaya. Su kuma Allah ya bata lafiya, ya bata dogon kwana ita ma. Alhamdulillah, thank you very much for that.
Thank you so much for this unique experience. Yes, because it's a unique experience looking at the fact that an executive governor coming down from that exalted position to humble himself before a citizen and even gave him a lift. And of course, this is something very unique.
And then there was security in the state, unlike what we're having currently. What challenges we are experiencing?
Even now, there is security, but docility have taken over everything. The kind of steps and the kind of measures that security operatives would have taken then, they don't take it now. That is why everything has escalated.
Synergy between
you can see that Engineer
agencies
Abdulkadir Abdullahi Kure have zero tolerance for thuggery. He has zero tolerance for theft. And that is why he gave a level playing ground for the youths to excel. Apart from establishing schools and encouraging the children to go to school, establishing IBB University to reduce the stress of going far to acquire university education, and then giving out scholarships at when due, and then entrepreneurial activities in the form of projecteers. There is no room for thuggery, there is no room for theft, there is no room for lawlessness. Because if one is involved in that, the full wrath of the law is brought on him. Unlike now, where most of these youths are even unaware of this, and the security operatives have become too imbecile, too lazy to deal with the current situation, and even the current set of leadership, starting from the community heads, and even to some other security operatives who have become too complacent in dealing with some of these issues. If it were during Kure's administration, we knew that all these thuggeries that are happening in Niger State, they would have. If they took place, it would just be once, and it will never happen again. So that tells you the kind of person the governor is. Unlike now that the leadership is just turning its attention elsewhere, while the irresponsible youths are bringing a lot of harm to innocent souls.
Okay, Isayam Asali, may his soul continue to rest in peace. Honestly, let Kure legacy can't be overemphasized. We missed him. Isayam Asali, thank you very much. Let's take this call.
Yes, this will be the last call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Dr. Dantala and Hajia Alima.
Maimuna, morning, sir.
My name, Hajia Maimuna, sorry. My name is Mr. But I'm calling from London Street.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
I really appreciate your program. Engineer Kure was a complete gentleman. I was opportunity to have a one-on-one interaction with him. May Allah continue to bless his soul grant Al-Jannah Firdaus. There was a day some years back. We were traveling, coming back from Kaduna. Actually, our car got spoiled at Kwakoti, so it was getting late. So it was actually timing belt problem. So the youth there around there, they came to us, and there was no mechanic that could help us at that time. So they heard us speaking. They said, inshallah, this car, they are going to. One of them said, they are going to park this car in their compound because of what Kure did for them. And I still remember that each time I had somebody pronounce Kure, I would just reflect back to that moment. Allah continue to guide him, and I wish this present governor will emulate Kure. There was no pretense about him, actually. He was actually real to himself.
Thank
you so much.
Okay.
So you can see that Engineer Abdulkadir Abdullahi Kure is more of an ambassador of Lapai Emirates because he represented the Emirates very well. And during his time, I bet you everybody from that emirate was proud to identify with Engineer the late Rani Lapai, yes.
Okay, MK Mafia 001, may his soul rest in Jannatul Firdaus. He was a leader that listened to his people and listened to the cries of the masses anytime.
Exactly.
We'll wrap it up with that.
Thank you so much, and I'm afraid our time is fast spent. Memona, we have to bring everything to a halt this morning. We appreciate all those who made their calls and those who send in their text messages. Your contributions are highly appreciated. We also appreciate the contributions of Abdullahi Mahmoud, the Chief Press Secretary to the late Governor of Niger State, Engineer Abdullahi Kure, who went to and forth to ensure that this program is brought to you this morning. We appreciate your contribution, sir. And we continue to pray that may the gentle soul of Engineer Abdullahi Kure rest in perfect peace. And may he give the family the fortitude to continue to bear the irreparable loss and Nigerites in general. Thank you so much, everybody. Stephen Jia brought us live on our Facebook page, and Mason and Ahmed Issa Sakbi have been the GCO on duty. On behalf of them, Memuna Mohammed Bamangida has been a co-discussant in this program. My name is Mohammed Antila Ali, hoping that you continue to remain good citizens of Niger State. Thank you so much, and bye-bye.